Hello, everyone. Sorry, I'm 3 minutes late. My Facebook was being super slow, and I'm like, come on, I gotta go live. So anyway, hello, welcome to Mindset Monday. So last week and today, I said I was gonna talk about the importance of failing, and I'm gonna touch on that a little bit. But I have something else on my mind today that's kind of exciting and a breakthrough. And I think maybe some of you can relate, or maybe you've gone through it. And anyway, so I'm going to touch more on the importance of failing either next week or the week after. I didn't quite write down everything I had in mind, but I listened earlier this year to a book called Failing Forward. And I want to go through and get some notes out of that and talk about that more. But basically, we have this mentality that failing is such a bad thing. But we don't realize that without failure, we don't have success. So that's kind of what the book Failing Forward talks about. It tells you how to fail how to fail forward. Failure is a good thing, and it hurts to fail, but it's like, how do we learn, right? How we learn from failure. And a lot of the times we're so afraid of failure that we just either don't do something, or we just quit. And failure is a necessity with anything, whether it's with a job, with school, like a test. Okay, I failed the test. You can either say, crap, like I'm gonna do poorly on all the other tests, or you can say, okay, next test, what can I do differently? Can I study better, or how can I study better? Or with work, like maybe we made a mistake that got us fired, or that got us reprimanded, but that doesn't mean it's the end of the world. Um, and I'll kind of segment into what else I have in my mind. So failure can happen with relationships too, and whether it's a friendship, or a romantic relationship, or a family relationship, failure happens, and sometimes it hurts, and then time goes by and you just think that relationship is completely over, and you'd never, but part of you inside is always thinks about it. And so I had this experience. I talked to you guys about the 5-second rule, and something in that book, towards the end of the book, talked about relationships. And so about 5 years ago, was it 5 years ago? 2015. Yeah, that's about 5 years ago. So about 5 years ago, this was prior to meeting Josh. I mean, we knew each other, but I had this other boyfriend at the time, and I had a friendship with my best friend. I was about to say her name, but I won't say it. So I had a best friendship for 11 years, and we had a falling out because of this past relationship I had. She didn't think he was good for me. And of course, I didn't want to listen, even though I knew she was right. But we had a falling out, and after I broke up with that guy, and of course met Josh after that, or got together with Josh. We knew each other. I tried to apologize to this friend, and I really wanted to go back to our best friendship. Like, we were really, really good friends, but it just didn't happen. We barely talked for 2, 3, 4 years. But she's always been on the back of my mind. There was one year where I'm like, it's, I accepted it. I'm like, we're not going to be friends. After 2 years, it's like, it took me 2 years to kind of get over that. And, but it's still I still thought about it sometimes. And after listening to the 5-second rule, it popped in my mind again. And I'm like, what if I count down from 5 and just call her? And of course, all the things happened in my head trying to talk me out of it. It took me a good week to muster up the courage. But tonight, about 2 hours ago, I finally called her. And part of me was like, I hope she doesn't answer, but she did. So she answered the phone, and we haven't talked for maybe a year or two at all. Like, no communication, no texting, no calling. And I didn't want to text her because I know, like, in the past when I've texted, either went unanswered or just was too impersonal. So I counted down from 5. After I called my other best friend, I was like, I don't know, like, I want to call her. I want to do the countdown from 5, but my brain talked me out of it. But I called her, and we talked for almost an hour. So, yeah, that's huge. So I feel like that's quite a breakthrough, and I didn't really think that we were going to even talk about what happened 5 years ago, but that actually came up too, and it was really good. Like, the conversation was really good. Like, there was nothing bad about the conversation. Like, we just talked about how we're doing, how our families are doing, like our relationships that we're in now a little bit. And then at the end, she was like, I'm sorry I reacted the way I did back then. And I was like, I'm sorry for the way I acted too. I wasn't nice either. And I'm not mad at you for the way you reacted. And then at the end, she's like, we should do this again. So I was not expecting that outcome. So it's like, you just never know what's going to happen. We let fear and failure hold us back from something that could be really good. You don't know the outcome until you do something. So I just wanted to share that amazing thing that happened tonight. And I will touch more on failure, but that kind of ties in with failure, because it was a failed friendship, I thought, but apparently not. So, some years went by, and who knows if it'll be the friendship that it once was, but at least I called her and we talked for almost an hour, and it was really good. So anyway, that is a huge mindset breakthrough, and just shows you that fear is irrelevant. All right, so thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. It's going to be November. Woo! Have a good night, guys.